ladies.
Hey.
I didn't get the energy. How you guys doing?
Hey.
How's the day going? Sammy looks super comfortable.
And it was a long day today, but I'm good. Yeah, I'm great.
Progressive day?
Very progressive. I'm happy I'm here with you guys.
I know, right? So guys, tonight's episode, we're talking about something that is dear to, I think, all of our hearts. It's something that I think has got a lot of, it's got a dark cloud, a blue cloud, a red cloud, a pink cloud. But let's talk about lobola. How many of us married at this table? And at the couches?
Does divorce count?
Yes, it does.
We've been married before.
Happily divorced.
Sammy, before you got married, what did you know about lobola?
I didn't know much. I didn't know much, and I wish I knew. What I know now is compared to what I knew then. For me, lobola is, I thought it was just, it has to happen because it has to happen. But I think it's way more important in my culture for me than it is actually than the white wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How so?
It's got spiritual connotations for me.
Okay.
So that's how deep it is. I would probably have a white wedding just for the papers and just for legality and formality. But the most important thing for me in my culture is lobola.
Okay. And you don't feel that the idea or the intention of lobola has been lost during the years?
Not in my family. Should I delve in more?
Go deeper.
For me, do you know what? Okay, let me look at what people see and what people expect. I think when I got married, in our family, my dad's brothers are 6. So they've sat down kudara when we were little kids, I think. And they said, no matter how old our girl child is, no matter how much she has acquired in her life, no matter if she has 20 kids with 20 different men, if she decides to lobola, here is a peg for all of them.
Oh.
This much.
Wow.
And so it's the same for all the brothers. How much they charge for me is how much they probably charge for my sister who got married 10 years ago. Maybe around the same value. Things have changed in terms of money. But in terms of cows, how much they don't differentiate. Degree, masters, so, and then as well for me, there's a lot of spiritual connotations to marriage and lobola. So it's very important. Maybe as we get into it, then
You'll dive down.
yeah, I'll devour.
Pam, and for you?
I think it's become very transactional. People are now charging not according to what it was intended for, which was just to create relationships between the two families and people coming together. Now it's about, amaivaningi vakaroresa mwana wavo so much saka ini ndotofanwa kuita more, or if so-and-so went for $10,000, I must go for $20,000 or $15,000. And I think some girls have also come to the point where they are now valuing themselves according to how much they get paid for. I know a story of a girl who told her guy, if you're not coming with this much, then don't bother coming. So I don't know whether she wanted to be married or she wanted to be said, she went for so much. So for me, it's lost. I know I'm so happy for you that things went so well, but it really has become so transactional now.
And Chichi, I think I always turn to you as my social media guru. I think we've seen over the years on social media, the disclosure of how much someone was paid for, so to say. It's always just said on the likes of these famous pages, this person was paid this amount of money, and the comment section will always be wow, and then people start then judging the person to be but this person was paid this amount of money, but they like this. You might not even know the person. So from a social media perspective, what do you think about that?
I think currently with the society where we're living, people are no longer getting married because they want to be in a situation. Even when people go to pay lobola, they're not really doing it because there's love there. There's always that Samantha. So if Samantha's husband went and paid 10,000, I'm going to go and tell my dude, Sha, it can't be anywhere lower than zvakabvisirwa Samantha because Samantha akatrained and 10,000 saka I need to go and beat Samantha's trained near 15,000 and then munofana kuenda grocery like half of who came out and then my parents can open a shop on Monday run a tax shop so there's no longer that value you could like what Pam was saying it was back then it was a thing of joining two families so they wouldn't really charge much but you find now pari kudiwa Benz yatsano Range Rover ramwene there's so much even my iPhone are now part of lobola my laptop and you're wondering or now people are just trying to gain what they never had through mkwasha so with social media it has almost messed up the whole concept of lobola now because we're literally now doing it because we want to please someone. Like back then, normal clothes, people would just come, but you try now, Rora squad, there's tents, deco, catering squad. It's as good as a wedding. Because we need to then post pictures on social media for people to see that's how Ningi then got married. So that the next person, I feel pressure, I need to do more than.
But you said something interesting. You said it's as good as a wedding. Traditionally, should Rora not be enough? Like, why do we then because traditionally we've got Rora, right? But then we then feel obliged to be like, okay, no, after that, let's do the white wedding. Like, as she said, like why?
Well, I think traditionally, I think lobola was very, very important and maybe the most important to bring two people together. But I think the white wedding is for pictures and looking great on the day. But because the lobola now has become pictures anyway, because I've seen people wearing matching outfits to go and, for the lobola stuff. But you see, I come from a family where lobola was not, it was always looked at as something to bring the two families together. And I remember, I personally think my dad was unfair to me because I was quite cheap, huh? No, I'll tell you why. No, if I tell you how much my father, my father didn't even want to do it. One, the person was not Ndebele or a local person so that you couldn't even understand the importance of it. He understood that something had to be done, but he also was saying, but why are you not paying for me? Why is it one-sided? But anyway, when he got to Zimbabwe to pay the lobola to my parents, I remember one of my uncles saying, no, we have to sit down and discuss how much this vulamlomo, mouth opener, or nkangaziwe, may we be known. He didn't have anyone to come with anyway. He was on his own. He came to see my family, thought he was just going to say hi, mom and dad, which he did. And then the next minute we were all at the farm and one of my uncles says, no, we need to do it. And then my uncle even brought up the thing, like she's a very educated woman, blah, blah, blah. And my father said, I didn't take her to school for that. I took her to school so that she can be who she wants to be. If she wasn't getting married, then how was I going to get that money back? So for my father, it was really important that the two families got together. But nowadays, even the Ndebele side of the culture, they are starting to sort of ask for a bit more than for me or for my mom. And, it was just not that much. But I've always also known this side of the country, it is good business. But I also think I was just born in the wrong country because in Sudan, height matters. A taller woman fetches more mombes. Yes. So I just was born in the wrong country.
Yeah. But I think you said something really important in that the Ndebeles will charge less, Shonas will charge a little bit more, and then in Gutu and that side of the country, they charge a whole lot more. Wow. So maybe it was just about cultural differences because I have a friend who was also in David and she went for a song.
Yeah, for me, I was free, really.
Yeah.
I just thought my parents are not looking at me and saying, she needs, nothing. I remember when they did, I was like, that's just too little. Yeah. I was very disappointed.
Did they ever get cows?
No, where from? They wouldn't have come all the way from Kent somewhere to come to Zimbabwe. You didn't even understand that because it was trying to, they say the value of a cow, monetary, and they told him, He literally thought it was so funny. He went, oh, okay, so do you expect me to get the cows? And then they say to him, no, you can, do the money side of things. He was comfortable. And my father insisted that now I've gained a son, so there's no reason for all this whole thing. But he sat there trying to figure out, he just stood up and said, oh, okay, so how much do you need? And to him, it was just, okay, I'll pay for this. But he didn't understand it fully. He only got to understand when other relatives were there, and it became like a really big thing for just the family, but for him, he was just there looking very much lost. So I think it's a cultural thing, this lobola, but we need to continue to value it, I think. Yes, we are putting so much money into it, and like you said, some people say she's so educated, she's a doctor, so she deserves to fetch more money. But I think genuinely, it's just a creation of bringing two families together, and because you are moving away from your family to another family, I think the other family does deserve to get something out of that. So I think it's something that I think we should continue to value.
Pauline, your thoughts?
Being a cultural champion.
Tell us.
I prefer to do it the African way than try to adopt some of these principalities. The Kutians have to be wearing a lace white dress and some of these things that are just not our own. I have so many issues with this whole Rora thing. I come from Bikita Mashingo.
Yes, so you go for an arm and a leg.
But with all my questions on that, I still prefer it to trying to do things the Western way. Tirana Tema. And in our culture, women are revered. The gift of childbearing, the gift of kuchengeta, mapoto emukazi, they're so sacred in our culture. Our sexuality, kubereka zinza. We actually call our sexuality sikaruzi. Like we are the ones who feed the seed into the generation type of thing. So I believe that this whole Rora thing, when we're talking from a cultural perspective, it's very important. What's disappointing, like what you're saying, is a woman would be married nebadza. That badza would symbolize what we are doing is, if we are all going to the fields, and maybe you've had 3 sons and 4 daughters in the field. Now that badza symbolizes a whole family that's going to be in the field with us, and whatever we reap is ours, as opposed to you guys will have less and we'll have more, type of thing. But in terms of patriotism and Africanism, I would choose Rora over the white wedding, because the white wedding, yakapenga. But I feel it doesn't really give women their sacredity. And I think that's what Rora was about. It's about, do you appreciate what this woman is going to do? She's going to be there as a nurse, pakarwariwa, whatever. Like when you have those rituals where these women are giving their complete all into the family. And it must be appreciated, but not to a point where you are now dollarizing it.
Yeah, but, sorry, carry on.
So putting it in its literal terms, for me, I look at it as lobola and a white wedding being exactly that. A white wedding from the West.
But also,
and I think for me, that's that kind of that battle. Why do you have to do both? Because you can do, like these days, you can have have the traditional, exactly. So you can have the Rora, then Lobola, and then you can even have some people are changing into their white outfits, white gowns and stuff like that, to just do it all in one. Because if you look at it, it's quite costly to do too, and people then will then be like, okay, no, we've done the Rora, so why are we doing the white wedding? But like for me, for example, I got married quite young, and I did the Rora and all of that. And I was like, okay, so afterwards, can I just change into my white gown and we just sign and be done with it? And that was me.
Very progressive.
And people were like, no, but why you need the white? And I was like, why do I need it? I would love the white dress, but let's also do it on the same day. Like, why do so many things?
And it's bringing out a lot of money. Personally, yeah.
And can we just have a toast for the amount of money that goes into this? This topic has got so many different layers, but I wanted to delve into something. With the different families that believe in different things, like I've heard of situations where a man will then turn to a woman and be like, oh, well, I paid this for you, so I can do whatever, you know. Where it's no longer, as we've mentioned, it should be a token, but it's now like a price that you paid and you should serve your time for it. Like, Pauline, what do you think about that? Is it something that, I mean, having moved away from it being a token, what do you do in that situation?
I might deviate a bit. I'm engaged to a Muslim man.
Okay.
And apparently I have to pay dowry.
Wow.
Which means it's a token to the family, and then I pay for the wedding as well. So it's a whole shift of paradigms in terms of they are valuing the man more. This is how I see it. They're revering the male seed coming into our family and saying, Kuti Susu, we believe Kuti, you guys then have to reciprocate in a certain way. And I'm like, well, as an African from Bikita, I don't know if you're gonna win. But I have to respect that we've decided to just kind of meet halfway and we'll do both.
Wow.
Oh.
But then it now also goes back to, okay, fine, are we paying for the person or are we just doing a gesture? You know what I mean? It's just a gesture. It's not supposed to be the whole length. It's a gesture.
That goes back to the tokenism we're talking about. That
Yeah,
it's
it's a
just coming.
token.
Yeah, you're coming together as families.
So
and
if his family is willing to do that for my
you,
family,
you should
then I don't see any reason why our family can also say thank you for the mukwasha who's coming into the home.
oh, Samantha, would you pay
To
order for your
exchange
husband?
like that.
No, because that's not my culture. That's not my culture, definitely. But if I were, you see, you make a decision in life when you're dating someone. You make a decision and say, I'm dating someone who's Muslim or someone who's from a different culture. And if this is what is expected, because I think, guys, our culture is not just our culture. As I say, there's spiritual connotations to culture. The children that are coming out, there's something there that's going to happen to those children, or there's protection over those children if you do things the right way. So if I had decided to marry a Muslim man, I'm in love with him, I would do what what I'm supposed to do. I would do what I have to do, and I wouldn't have to change it anyhow. Because you know what? I believe Rora specifically is not just about the physical family coming together. It's about our ancestors. There's your husband and my my family in terms of ancestry are coming together. That's why there's all those Vuramromo, Chichi, Plate, Ndiro, all of that, and family has to be there. It's an ancestral thing. That's why it's there. That's why it continues. Even people from church still do it. People believe in church because they know, okay, iweo kasabadarora, vana vamchabara in your union, there's going to be a lack of protection there with those children. So that needs to happen. Mombe Zozo, especially Mombe Umai, you have to bring Mombe Umai because it's about those children. It's about that union and the children that are coming out from it. So I would do it if the culture is, if that's what culture is. I don't mess with culture. I do what I have to do.
So that's definitely what culture says, and I think we're all in agreement and we respect it, right? But I'm going back to now, in the situations where you get the families that are like, okay, we're going to charge this amount of money because of this, and then you find a lady who's going through this, who her family charged X amount of money, and the family begrudgingly paid that money. Yes, they knew about the token, and they respect and understand the whole token of marriage. But when you can see that the family has diverted from that, when it's become something, it's a money-making scheme.
It's a red flag.
We have to then also have a conversation about the person that's left in that marriage, which is that lady that is in that marriage dealing with the consequences of the family being greedy, so to say. and the effects that has on a marriage. Because then you might get a guy that will be like, as I said, we paid this amount of money from you. We bought you, so now do this. And you'll find that when you're dating, he was fine, it was wonderful, it was like a fairy tale. But because you put my family through that, and we've taken out money for you, now I didn't actually mind you, whether you woke up and like cleaned my shoes and all of that. I didn't mind you doing that before the situation. But now, do you know what? Do it. Now you're obligated to do it. So that's another conversation where, what are the consequences of let's say a greedy family misusing what Rora is supposed to be? What are you supposed to do in that situation? Because that changes the whole dynamic. Already going from dating to being married is one thing. But when your foundation is based off your family that diverted from what Rora should be, what do you do?
But you know what? They haven't diverted what Rora. They just called what they felt their daughter was worth. If the man who's getting married to you doesn't understand that, then that means there's something wrong. Yes, the money might be a lot, but it doesn't mean you are buying a person. You are still going back to what Samantha was saying. There's a reason behind lobola, and we have to respect it, regardless of how much a family charges
so
or
any
asks
amount of money is fine. That's what we're saying.
But it depends on the family. Yeah, if the family feels 50,000 is what they want,
that's what they should get.
If a family, like for my example, when my family wanted so little, I respect that. Yes, I might talk about it and have a laugh, but the genuine thing is they did something that they felt was right for their daughter and for the families coming together. So if a man now uses it against you, that man is wrong for you, because he shouldn't be questioning what your parents asked for. Really.
All I can hear is gender-based violence.
I know.
Yes, I know. But they shouldn't be created
well.
by that.
And
That's exactly
I was going to also
man.
add that sometimes it doesn't even matter how much was paid
Yes.
for. The man will treat you
Will
bad
treat you like that
anyway,
regardless
regardless
that might
of.
just be an excuse, right?
Yeah, it's just an excuse.
Just
It doesn't
an
matter
excuse.
how much they pay for you. If they want a slave, they want a slave, and they will treat you like a slave.
Yeah.
And you'll find some husbands who let their sisters and treat their wives badly just because this is the murora. Dimakoti so wakazvida ndiwe wakauya panapa ukazvitsvaga saka ndiwe unofanira. You must cook when you come here. You must do everything for us. Jump through hoops because that is what's expected of it. So then that brings the question: do we know what to expect when we marry these guys, or do we get thrown into the deep end and then just have to navigate, swim or drown?
With men, I feel to our brothers out there. I feel if you feel uncomfortable in any situation, guys, even with work, even with whatever situation you're getting in, if you feel uncomfortable about it, be okay to say, because it's a red flag. If amwene wako, maive mkazi wako, maive mtimai wako decides kuti I want a laptop, what more?
When you're now
because the Shona adverb that says mukwasha mkoko aperi kumorio, which means it means mukwasha is like a beehive. So I will continue taking out. So you finish this Rora thing. That mother-in-law is going to continue, and she's going to be coming into your house telling you what to do. Coming into your house saying, it gets worse. So for the men out there, I would advise, if you get there, it's okay to say, Shamari, in under $50,000, in under $15,000, in 5,000 US dollars. I'm not going to bend over backwards, because after that, I'm going to go back into that house. My father always said this, and then my daughter goes home and suffers. I want to buy food. I want to do stuff with my husband and start together. How do we start when you have morad everything from the Rora event?
But what if they start? So, okay, fine, he did say he doesn't charge that amount. Oh, no, the family doesn't charge that amount of money. They didn't get into it, but the mother-in-law still does that. So you spoke about red flags, but what if that's just... She might not show that red flag there, but that's... She gained a son.
Nah, you don't.
No, but getting a son doesn't mean she gained an ATM.
A bank account.
It's not supposed to be like that.
She's already got her own sons. If they can't sort out her problems, go and
No, but just as a son, if she's expectant of that, she just be like, oh, can I have a car? Can I have this?
No, she's got issues.
Guys, are you sure?
Can you really do that?
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Well, I don't know. My situation is completely different.
No, but what do you do as a daughter under those circumstances? Do you let your mother bleed your husband dry when you want to send your children to school? You want to grow, like Samantha is saying. It's up to you as well. You're not a spectator in this event.
You have to choose your side.
You have to choose a side. Exactly.
Because the word of God says, and for this purpose, a man will leave his family and go cleave with his wife. And I'm sure obviously the wife is going to leave her family and go cleave. So where are you cleaving? If you're cleaving with your husband, you should be able to say to Mama, this man shagati omira. But this month you should. I think you have to then be in that position to say, Mom, line.
There has to be.
So you need to draw the
You need to
boundaries.
choose your side. Are you back with your parents in the village because you left them, and so you're not going to be there to endorse their greed?
Unfortunately, there's some sisters who do though.
Make up lies. That's what I mean. You could understand decision.
But also,
and you buffer the situation, knowing
no drama.
It's not. I don't think it's every woman who is capable of facing their mom and say, "I know, Baba January." It's always what I think. But the moment you go and probably talk to your husband, and then he maybe says no, 99.99% of women will go back and try to make a plan because you grew up with your mother and you don't want to disappoint your mom. So even when your husband says no, in your brain you're thinking, but I need to make a plan. That's why you find women who start stealing on a Wednesday because you don't want the husband to know that's what you're doing. So you find with situations like that, we will be there, yes, but the wife will always find a way to try to maneuver ways to always make the family happy. So now when you then start pulling stunts like that, your family will start thinking, no, Mkwasha anajo, our daughter can find a way to bring it to us. But Mkwasha and Dea can go on. So for them to understand that your husband doesn't have, they can't, because you're always making a way to provide for whatever they need. That's why you find another more time laptops, because they think ziriko.
Because you're enabling them.
And also they want to show off and say, we've got it.
We've got it, yes.
Yeah, and be better than maybe this younger sister who's not married or who married badly and can't afford to do the things that I and my husband can do.
I was really shocked though. My ex-husband, we were very young. He was like a 19-year-old boy doing magitarage, and then we got pregnant, and then the right thing to do was to get married. And I can't go here with what he had. We didn't reach the mark. But my fathers, the Gumashingo, they huddled up in a corner, and they were like, you know what? The fact that you actually showed up
is good enough.
and you manned up will give you some time. But because we've seen your effort, you really love our daughter and you don't want her to be shamed or whatever. For now, we'll say warora. But kuto bisa chayo, like in terms of the books, there's so much that we didn't get. But my fathers were like, the fact that you've actually come through says a lot about you as a man. And so we were then given time, you know what? Yeah, this is baby number 1. So like now when we had baby number 2, I was like, you know what? For us to move Shakanaka, how far are we? And then he still came through. Even to today, we're divorced. But even if he sees my dad, he goes out of his way to slightly keep marrying me. It's a matter of respect. And I think as men, there's not just like, you know what, you could have run away and said it's not my child or said I'm too young or whatever, but you came with the little that you had and we'll respect you as a man. You're a mukwasha in our family, no matter what happens.
That's a beautiful story.
We are here. But is it everybody who's going to take it that way?
No.
Because you never heard a story like that. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Cheers. No, that's a beautiful story.
Especially from Bikita and Mashima. actually sounds better than Sam Smith's version. Because he's
Did
just
he do the original?
He did the original, yeah.
But Sam Smith is quite melancholy.
Yeah, he's like a male version of Adele.
He is. But it is Adele.
So Chichi, I want to ask you something. What are your expectations of marriage?
Sure. Okay, I come from a very different tradition. I'm Zambian. So my family does not even look at the white wedding as a proper wedding. They think it's like an extra. They have a whole Shilanga Mulilo, then the Rora, then it's a whole process. So to them, that is a wedding enough. You then going out with your friends and then Monza on 300, which was rice and with the white dress. To them, it's to them it's an extra. It's an extra. The only thing they want is the guy to come honor them Rora, and then matororana. You can literally then mangwana motopeka masuitcases anatete otokuperekedza and watororwa. So kuchata and it's an extra to them. But with how society has now turned one would then question, but then if the person is coming to pay so much, what is he really paying for? Because you'd find with most people who are married off with these large amounts, they go get married, but the marriages are not lasting. 2 years down the line, muna buda, arukurowa or something. And then you'd find kuti vasina mbobvira varorana vacho akangomuka one day akapururudzirwa nemosquito achitotiza achienda. Honestly, they are in a marriage, varikufara, they are happy. The dad never got anything. Akangobuda manero nemabhegi akatiza because pamwanga nenumbo anything. They're in a very happy marriage. Muroma anombobvisa cent. And then you find munhu akabvisirwa 15,000 or 20,000. Arara achichema arikumuka makusena achisvina pillow. They're not so happy. So you then question, at my age, now, but really, which is which? Do I have to make him or as long as me and him and we live our life? Or do I have to go and honor my parents? Where do I fall? So it's a very debatable situation where when you're a single person, okay, do I go there? And then I can change it. You have to do this because you think then gives them a power to control you because they came with money to your family. Then you can probably challenge him a bit. So it's a debatable situation when you're single.
Wow. But what do you so past all of that, your expectation for marriage? So now you've passed all of that, you've been, the Rora's happened, all of that's been done. What is or not done. What is your expectation for marriage between you and your husband?
Great communication, honesty, loving each other, caring about each other, not treating our families differently. We treat them fairly. Green, they're all getting green. If they're all getting shoes, they're probably getting the same design. There's no that my mom is more special than your mom or my mom. We have to treat them fairly because they gained a daughter, our family gained a son. So hakuna kwa benefit more than kumwe. Or we done a degree when that doesn't count. That whole equal treatment amongst our families and us in our marriage. There's no I'm the husband, you're the wife, you have to be under me or something like that. We have to understand each other when making decisions and stuff like that. Then I take triple.
But the reality is
yeah, so now let's look at that's your expectation. Yes. Ladies, reality, Pam.
Reality is false at that because kunonze hama yemkasi. Anoburitsirwa mazai, chicken, chichi. Iwewe hama dzako dzemurume dzinouya munopiwa chingwa chenezvo. Hama yemukadzi anonotengerwa fresh. That's the reality. That's what happens. Is it something that us as women should be not doing? Is it a retaliation of some kind to say, oh, you hit me last night, so I'm going to treat my relatives better than yours? Where does it happen? How does it happen like that? Are you, how much them cards kumba kwako do not treat what different?
No.
For me, I think I find it, I don't know, relatives. I didn't get married to the entire clan, you see. So for me, it was always about me and him. And for him, it was the same. Whenever we did things, or if I had something to do, especially Zimbabwe being the most demanding country, I remember having to say to him, for me, for my family, I have to do something for my mom and dad. I can't pretend that it's okay that I will ignore them because now we're trying to build our own life. He understood that. It took him a while because for him, it was about me and him. And even to his parents, it was about Lang and I, not outside influence.
You take care of yourself.
I don't have.
Tax is
and
real.
even when I visited him at his mom and dad, I don't remember lifting a finger for doing anything. I sat there, and if I wanted to watch TV, I would get the remote and I changed the channels, and my mother-in-law would cook, and I'll eat, and I'll stand up from the table and say, "Thank you, Mom. Oh, that was lovely." And then and my father-in-law will do the dishes. So I never did anything that was, so there were never any expectations, but I was marrying, well, I got married outside my own culture, maybe where you have to do things. For me, I didn't go through that. I was just there enjoying and watching TV with my in-laws doing everything for me.
Are they black?
No, they are not. But so they were never. I don't.
I
remember
know. I've actually been wanting to ask
Yes.
because things aren't making sense in my head. That
No.
makes it. No, now it makes sense. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, the
Less
culture,
pressure.
the cows from Kent should have told you that they're not black.
No, and I was just like, maybe Tafadzwa or
Or
maybe something. Yeah, maybe.
Just
Maybe.
like you carry on.
So you know, I got, as I keep on saying, I got married quite young, and my expectation of marriage was, it was to an extent like a fairy tale. And I'll admit that was a fairy tale and stuff, where when we then, started going through the real, I was like, wait, hold on. Who signed up for this? And I think like in my head, I'd like stop the world and be like, pause. But God, which part of the story is this, But I think also, like some of my single friends will ask, like, when is the right time to get married? I'm like, there's no right time. No, it's not even like a feeling. It's either you do it or you don't. There's no like right. I believe there's been no right, And even like when we dated, and yeah, there were like unicorns and all of that. But then when you actually get down to it, marriage is it's a job.
Yeah.
And there are no days off. There are actually no days off. If you're taking days off, then I think you're cheating or separated or something. Like there are no days off. So my expectation was that it was that holiday. It was that, Romeo and Juliet, but Romeo and Juliet had problems. They had problems, but that's something that I didn't. Okay. They died. Oh yeah, as well. That's actually true, though. The best love story, they died.
I'm 36 right now, and like I feel like at my age, one of the biggest reasons to get married is sex. I don't want to.
Yes,
I don't want to
Pauline.
sin.
Okay.
I don't want to sin against God.
What is this? Sorry, I
Like
find that.
fornicating and stuff like
so
that.
refreshing.
And at my age,
Pauline for the win, guys. Pauline for the win.
I want to get married so that I can have matrimonial sex.
So is
Is
that
it
your...
better than fornication?
Yes.
Well, it shields you from a lot of repercussions. If you have a baby, at least that baby's already falling into a healthy situation, as opposed to you're 36 and having a child with someone who might, you know what I mean?
Pauline, so sorry. Maybe I missed.
And my hormones are screaming a lot of the time. I'd rather just find this one person that I want to do this with
And spend the rest of your life with.
and do that and have rings on the finger.
Wait.
To say good. If you catch us in the elevator or whatever, it's because we're married and it's our job to
do this.
As opposed to
No, wait.
Shekuba.
Pauline, so you're saying that I don't want to misquote you.
People get married for safer sex, like for spirituality. Ladies,
Look at Chichi's
I agree with that. Like to a large extent.
you guys, okay, so I don't know if everybody who's my age is going through this, but I have hormones and they rage. And what better situation than to have my own person to do that?
So sorry, let me
And
ask my
who's gonna
question.
hold my hand even through menopause? I'm 36 now, but like in 4 or 5 years, I know my body's it's already started acting very different from before.
So you're
And it's a
maximizing.
time, Yekuti, I'd rather have somebody who's going to stand by me, like when my Jojo tank starts, like my tummy is getting a bit big. It's like from hormonal, I don't know. There's some certain things that I can feel happening. And I'm like, if I was a single lady right now, I'd rather be married so that I don't have to go looking around when nature calls.
So Pauline,
I have my man, my husband, who I'm going to be with.
that is super refreshing. So some like the questions about for love, for money, and for you it's for sex.
No, guys,
I
but can
didn't
it
say
not
for
be
me
a
it's for
whole-
sex. I'm just
yes.
saying it's part of the package.
Yeah, and it's something that's crucial to you and
But at
important.
least you're being honest as well. It is
Yeah.
very important. It's part
I don't
of
want
that.
to sing.
And I remember when I was single before I started dating. Before I started dating, I had that thought actually. Because I was like, Saka, let's just say, if I don't get married by the time, it was not what made me get married, but I was like, so by the time I'm like a certain age, every year I'll either have no sex or I'll have to make a decision to say I'm not having sex, or I'm just having sex this year with John, next year it's Peter, it's not nice. And then I actually, I thought about it too, and it was one of,
That is super refreshing.
It's hormonal. I can't help it. It's nature's call.
At least you're honest. At least
And I'm
you're
not going to
honest.
be that woman, that mother of two, you know what I mean? Who's...
Exactly.
I'd rather find someone like, hey, baby, this is what's happening.
Let's get married.
Me, da-da-da-da-da-da. This is my story. You, that's your story. Do you want to hook up and do this forever? Let's do it forever.
Wow. Okay.
As opposed to then hunting around or like you can count my cycle. Every 28 days is going to be particularly fired up.
Pauline,
you know what I mean?
I think I've taken like several pages from your book.
Am I
and
scaring you?
No, you're exciting me. I don't know why, but
It's real, you guys. It's real.
Can we cheers to Pauline, guys? Thank you for your honesty.
She needs an amen.
So, amen.
Not a cheers.
That was a super interesting episode. I don't have much to say, but I think Pauline is Pauline for president. I'm excited for Pauline. She loves sex.
Well, where do I begin? When you've been there and you've done that, it's very difficult to actually think that you can learn anything new. But today, I learned something new. Pauline. I did not know that people still did that. Get married for sex. I thought it was free for all now and anyone could do what you wanted to do when you wanted to do it. But it's so refreshing to know that there's some people who still believe in the sanctity of marriage and what it means. So cheers to that and good luck to her. Thank you.
Oh, dear diary. I need to diarize for the next episode because what happened today was so much fun. I just want to be on the next episode. What are we talking about, I wonder? Learning. Yeah, dear diary.
Well, Pauline and her babe, I like to take some tips from their diary. They're like, rabbits. But honestly, guys, producer, like marriage, it's tired now. Let's move on to the next topic. Thanks.
Guys, being the only single person in Anna, unotoona kuti nyaya dzekuroorwa kaidzi ndezvechiwai ndezvekushaya. Being single ndoma one, that's just the best. Overarama ko life ya Pauline yengo fufa ndingodaro because marriage is vamwe vari kuti zvakazoenda neuku vamwe vari kuti zvakaenda neuku. You only notice because really it's not going anywhere. You get in it to get out. So the best thing to do is stay away from it. Just go have fun. Just like Pauline is having fun with that person.
I don't know who they're trying to fool. We all know Kutinyaya marriage, it's mostly based on bonde, on sex. You're marrying your person's body, you're marrying their sexuality. That's why it's infidelity when you sleep with someone else. I spoke about sex. People were not reacting funny. I thought the point of this program was to destroy those taboos, destroy those red lights. Guys, we are human. We need to have sex. Even my daughter knows that her body is developing towards reproduction. It's normal, it's natural. Anyway, if they want to judge me, I want to remind them that, say 70, there's an estimate, 70 to 80% of marriages are failing because people don't want to address the sexuality. So,